एक बार और बोलते हैं, ठीक है? One of the greatest shows that I watched recently has been Criminal Justice on Hotstar. Cut. Starring Vikrant, Massey, Pankaj, Tripathi and Jackie Shroff, Criminal Justice is the perfect blend of intensity and great storytelling. It follows the story of Aditya, who gets convicted for murder and has all the world's evidence against him. The sharp production keeps you at the edge of your seat. You find yourself rooting for Vikrant as he's taken to jail. You find yourself clinging to the desperation and fear in his eyes. You also find yourself rooting for Pankaj Tripathi, who plays his lawyer. In fact, every other character in the show is trying to fight their own demons from the past. An interesting thing that I found in the show was the use of metaphors. Of course, one of the most obvious ones being Pankaj Tripathi and his itchy foot. He seems to fight this itch, but he can't seem to get rid of it. Now this, I think, symbolizes his need to fight and prove himself right. I won't give you any spoilers, but it goes away by the end. Story then bifurcates into two. The inside of the jail, where Adi tries to deal with his surroundings and is taken in by Mustafa, who's played by Jackie Shroff. Outside, Pankaj Tripathi, as the lawyer, helps his family try and find a way to get Adi out of the mess. A very interesting part of the story is the feminist perspective that we get to see. I think one of the favorite characters for me in the show was Vikrant Massey's sister, played by Rucha Inamdar. Now, in her we see a sister who's striving and thriving and trying to make sense of whatever's happening around her. She's not only in an abusive marriage, but she's also trying to get her brother out of the mess. In the meanwhile, she's also dealing with her family's financial troubles, dealing with the societal expectations where everybody is just pointing fingers at her and her family. It's a lot to take in, but this woman is not ready to back down. I think she's someone we can all look up to. We also see a young woman lawyer played by Anupriya Goenka as she fights her insecurities to take on her biggest case, Adi's case. Her professional awakening is a refreshing take in a dark show like this one. It reminds you that everybody's fighting their own small fights, but inside they all matter. Another fresh part of the narrative is seeing the Indian police actually trying to do their job. Yes, they're actually hell-bent on solving this case and getting justice to be served. Sure, the show keeps it real by showing a fair share of policemen who are selfish and there only for their own needs, but throwing light on the other side of spectrum actually is a welcome change for once. Another commendable part of the storytelling was the insights into the jail world. Now, I don't know how true and factual it is, but the show does touch upon topics of rape and power play. We follow Adi as he goes into the jail and becomes a survivor from the scared, vulnerable little boy that he was earlier before. Inside the jail, we see men who have committed heinous crimes. We see their psychotic outbursts and we also see their violent confrontations. But the show also shows their struggle, shows them to have a very human heart. We see them try and build a family inside the four walls of a jail. We see them try and come together, cry and break down. We see their insecurities and we actually feel for them. A smart narrative allows you to connect with even the most extreme of characters, and Criminal Justice manages just that. You don't find yourself feeling bad or sorry for them, but you do find yourself trying to understand how they got there. Don't judge the man next to you till you walk a mile in his shoes, and this show is exactly that, and the message stays with you long after the curtains close. This is why we recommend that you don't miss the show.